So hello and welcome back to Go Again Gaming, and welcome back to the Azalea cult. And we're here again in the dirty, grimy pits of the city below Metrics. How's it going, Jim? First of all, been a while.
It's going amazing. Always happy to be back in the pits.
Yeah.
So much goes on, but always making time to get back here.
There is a lot going on today, that's for sure. So it's been a while since our last episode. We're glad to be back in the pits, and it's a very, very special one today, featuring the man that top-8'd the Polish Nationals with Azalea recently. So what a result. We're welcoming Pawel onto the channel. How's it going, my friend?
Nice. Okay, thank you, guys, for the invitation.
No problem.
Very happy. I'm happy to play Azalea.
Nice.
This amazing deck.
Amazing deck.
Makes us feel all warm inside. Thank you.
It does, yeah. We've been in the background basically like sacrificing all sorts of different things to give you the cult energy. No problem. So yeah, that's all been happening behind the scenes, and here we are. We got a great result today. But yes, with some spicy deck tech that we've never seen or never even thought of at all here at the cult. So yeah, before we go into it, please make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification if you want to be notified of all of your Azalea intricacies. And Pawel, I'm not sure whether you're aware, because it's the first time you're sort of appearing on our channel, but we are getting a Dynasty preview or spoiler, which is aims to be Azalea themed from LSS. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what that is and how it could work with regards to what your brain has conjured up for this deck. So
yeah, maybe it'll take that top 8 deck to the top one.
To the top, yeah. But we'll get into it. Pawel's deck is very unique, and you know, it caught me by surprise. It's like, oh, okay, you can use Azalea that way, but we'll get into it, of course. So yeah, first of all, we're going to go into the man behind the deck, which is yourself, Pawel. First of all, just to get a bit more sort of background on you, really. And what's your sort of background in card games, if any? Have you played any games before Flesh and Blood at all?
Yes, I'm started with playing Magic the Gathering, but this is only the home playing. That's all not competitive. Then I play LCG games, for example, Warhammer Invasion and Warhammer Conquest.
Yep.
And that's all. Then I have some time free, about 1 year, and then I go to the Flesh and Blood. This is the first TCG game competitive.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Nice. So what drew you into that then? How did you discover Fab to begin with then? How did you discover that?
I feel when I saw this game, the most I like this is the fight between the two heroes on the battlefield.
Yeah.
It's very realistic.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah.
Did you? So were you seeing this like in a game store, or did you just have a friend that introduced you to it, or like where did you first, I guess, see the game?
My friend Sebastian showed me on the internet, and we just looking and try to choose the hero. I first want to play Bravo or Katsu.
Mm-hmm.
But the friend says she wants the Bravo, and I show the Azalea, and I see the traps, and I love this. So, whoa, traps is amazing, but when I play that, they are not that amazing. But I like it very much.
Nice, brilliant.
Very cool.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I mean, so in other card games that you played, did you have any sort of strategies or archetypes that sort of allude to what you're doing now? I mean, to put a little hindsight into this conversation, you built a OTK deck, which is basically a one-turn kill deck where you want to kill someone in one turn. So is that translated from other games that you've played, or is it just something you thought of recently?
No, I'm a player who likes the deck building. Mm-hmm. So in all the games, it's my most most important thing in not playing sometimes the deck building.
Yeah.
When I build this deck, I later have first Azalea defensive, next Azalea offensive, then OTK Azalea, and then I realized that maybe I take 3 of this type of decks and put it into the one. So I built this deck of the experience of other playing decks Azalea.
Oh, that's a cool way to do it. So I basically took what works a little, piece of each one and kind of put it all together then.
Nice.
It was hard work, but it's effective.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So what was your sort of main draw to the character then? You obviously said you saw Bravo and Katsu. What was the sort of main draw to Azalea? Was it like a theme or flavor thing, or was it mainly like the mechanics of being able to filter your cards a little bit more, do you think?
I don't know the mechanic of Azalea, so I just the look, this assassin ranger.
Yeah.
I like this.
Epic.
Oh man, I hope we get like a dual class in the future too that literally is an assassin ranger.
Yeah.
And then of course we need our Princess Azalea or our savior as a
Royal
version
Azalea.
of that. The Royal Azalea.
Yeah. Well, she can be now with the crown, can't she? Yeah, praise be our glorious leader. But yeah, that'll be awesome. I think it's something that a lot of the community will get to the community questions in a bit later. But yeah, it's something that they'd love to see going forward. So a sort of tack on to the end of this question is: was Azalea probably not, because you just explained it. Was she a meta choice? Did you play Azalea because you thought that she would be good into what's happening at the moment, or was it just a love for the character at the moment?
I play only ranger, but the meta is now very good for her because I don't want to play to Prism or the Starvo.
Yeah.
So I waiting, and the Starvo and Prism go out. So I can't push this.
Nice. You chose the right time then. Yeah. Epic. And we're just about to get a load of new things into the meta as well. So is that going to change her place again? We will see. But apparently we're going to be getting some good stuff for Azalea. Whether that works towards your strategy or not, we'll find out.
Yeah, keep the faith. Keep with her.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what we love to see. So going forward into Dynasty and other sets, what do you think she might need to take her to the next level? What do you think she needs to have? Because obviously we'll get into your matchups and stuff later, but where do you think she struggles? What do you think she needs at the moment, do you think, to take her to...
I think that better arrows.
Better arrows, okay.
Very important for her. I think that's all.
Because, so just more arrows, really? More choices. Okay.
No, you're happy with the equipment as is? You can't really...
Not that good because he can take better armor, maybe, not just generic.
Yeah.
And all other equipments is very good for her. So I think only armor.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, well, we'll go into the armor in a bit because there's a key piece of armor which contributes to Pawel's strategy, which we saw on the video, which we'll come to sort of explain in a moment. But next question is: what is the most underrated card in Azalea? Do you think? What is the one that doesn't really get the attention? Doesn't really get because everyone looks at Azalea and thinks, "Oh yeah, Red in the Ledger, that's so good." But what is the most underrated card from your list or your perspective, do you think, that people don't speak about if they're speaking about Ranger or Azalea in general?
I think this knock.
Knock the Death Whistle.
The knock is very good because if the Azalea will get more powerful arrows, the knock will be powerful more because I can search for any arrow with the dominate.
Yeah.
And reload. This card have 3 abilities very important to her: reload, search, arrow, and this is pitch free and free armor.
Yep.
the best card for me.
We love block 3 blues, don't we? We do love block 3 blue.
It's a fantastic card.
Yeah, that is a good one. So yeah, definitely one of my favourites as well. One of, it's Azalea specialisation as well, so only she has access to it. Again, I think that's another big reason why people like to play Azalea, because her specialisations are probably the best specialisations in the game, to be honest.
Yeah, we talked about that in a previous episode, and absolutely, it's just her specializations. That's the thing that she does win at.
Yeah, exactly. That was underrated. So what is the most overrated card? So what do you think? People think, oh yeah, that's amazing. When you're just like, nah, it's not that good really. Anything?
If you want one, I'll look on the cards.
Yeah.
3 of a kind, is that good? Or
Yes, I think 3 of the kind is not that powerful as the Lexi. I play it defensively, sometimes offensively, but not that powerful. I want. Sometimes I want out these cards, but I don't have a lot of cards to put into her much stronger. So
okay, yeah.
This draw 3 cards. These cards, I don't know. After this tournament, I don't know what I must say about this card. It's good or not good.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, it's
difficult to use, that's for sure. So
yeah, it is. It's always one that we think of and like, oh, Azalea has to jump through so many hoops already to do the thing. You're drawing 3 cards, and you can only play card from Arsenal. What's it going to get you?
Yeah, again. You got to get your bow to activate more than once. It's got to line up just perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. I always looked at 3 of a kind as a giant buff card. As long as you can get the reload chain going. You play it from your hand. If you play it from your hand, then you play something that a buff that reloads a card from your arsenal, then reload another card, then reload another card, and just think of it as a large, massive buff. But
sometimes you reload, and don't take the arrows.
Yeah. And then you're screwed. Brilliant. Yeah, lovely. Also known as bricking with Azalea. Yeah, that's always good fun. But not in Pawel's deck apparently. So if you could choose only 1 arrow to be in your deck, which one would it be? I think this is a question you put on the docket, Jim. Was that right?
Yeah.
1 arrow only.
Only 1 arrow, yes. I think the bolting shot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I would go with that. Sure.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because because
it can go again, I assume, if you buff it.
Yes, buffing. I can play it white, or I can play it strong domination attack.
Yeah.
So it's very flexi arrow.
Flexi arrow, love it. Nice.
Yep.
Sexy arrow. Lovely old job. Very sexy arrow. Cool. Yeah, I thought you would choose Endless Arrow, because that's part of your combo thing, isn't it? Endless Arrow? Or is it just
Endless Arrow and the bolting shot?
And Bolton Shot as well. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
Yes.
Endless isn't quite as versatile. It's good, but I think Bolton's got more versatility to it.
Bolton?
Yeah.
Not Bolton, surely. Not the Light Warrior.
No, Bolton.
I'm messing with you.
Time to get a beverage for the, from the Pits brewery. Just a second.
Yeah. Oh, he's getting one live on the video. Brilliant. What have you got?
We're gonna crack an IPA.
Can you get it in the microphone so we can hear the ring?
Oh yeah, sure. Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Oh, it was. Didn't get. Well, here. Get the pour.
Oh, I got the pour. There we are. Crank up the volume. Anyway. Yeah. So yeah, that was a couple of things just to get to know Pawel a little bit more and his sort of thoughts and feelings on certain things. But now we're going to delve into the story of the top 8 journey, basically. So how it all happened, what the deck list was, what the game plan was, and all that sort of thing. So first of all, I think when you're aiming for a top 8 result, when you want to get to the best of the best, you need a game plan. You need a deck list that will execute that game plan. So I just want to ask Pawel, because I don't normally, I just play Azalea for the fun theme flavour. A lot of us do that watch the Azalea cult is all about theme and flavour. But you obviously had a game plan from the very beginning. So what was the sort of main premise of that game plan, and how did you sort of choose to set it up and execute that game plan?
I play I have some segments of the playing. From the aggro, I play 62 cards with memory grounds, the two after the 16. And I play very defensive to the counter attack of the aggro. So the red ledger with the domination. With the guardians matchups, I play with the Bravo, also defensively, but I play with the 7, 8 cards, because he can block a lot. But with the Frost, I don't remember the name of the second guardian.
Oldhim.
Oh, thank you.
That's right.
I play Opera,
Yeah.
because it's very hard to kill him other way. And other decks, I play, I think, the same like between the Bravo. Only what different is the Dromai, specific decks. So I have very bad statistic with her.
Yeah.
But on this tournament, I don't play with her, so it's from
Didn't play any Dromai at all.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Actually, I think overall there wasn't a whole lot of Dromai in the top 8s that from looking through the different national championships. Definitely there, but not as much as I was expecting.
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So in the main sort of, so when you're facing Guardians, you're more defensive then, and then you're relying on the pitch stacking to get all of the chains that you need at the bottom of the deck to then go through the second cycle to then do the thing that you want to do. Is that right?
Yes. When I play with Holding, it's OTK, so I block all the attacks to save the life, and waiting. I put the energy potion and I waiting to put the 3 of the kind to the arsenal and 1 on the hand. So I can draw 9 cards on the hand. The important thing is I'm end the turn and play with the 9 cards. So it's the moment when the old team can attack me with a lot of attacks, but very important is to save the life, because sometimes you can take 2 or even 3 attacks and wait.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you not find that it fatigues you out though? Quite blocking Oldhim with because obviously he's coming in, with 8, 9 attacks. Like you're blocking 3 cards from hand, which is in a ranger deck. That's not going to equate to the full amount most of the time, is it? As well. So that's probably why you're probably leaking a lot of damage through as well. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But if that's the game plan, that's pretty good. Yeah. So just playing really defensively until you get to all of the good stuff at the bottom that you've stacked and pitched and stuff.
Yes.
Have the potion ready, have the arsenal ready. I like that. Okay.
You take 18 damage. When I have 9 cards and 6 cards in the deck, I think often have no chance to win.
Wow. Okay.
In the match when I lose in top 8 with the old team, problem was the second turn before I start the combo, I take the spinal crush, so I don't have the go again.
Yeah.
So I only 1 3 of the kind. So I don't have that much cards. I want. And
kind of shut down the combo then.
Yes. So But even that I can kill him, but it depends of the lucky.
Yeah. Seems to come down to luck a lot with Azalea, actually.
Yeah, it does when we play her, at least.
Oh, 100% when we play. It's maybe just a small element,
Yeah, exactly.
in competitive play.
Yeah, but well, it's going to be interesting to see what we get for Dynasty as well. We'll keep plugging that because there is support coming. We know it's coming. So just with regards to that, I'm going to go for a question from the community because it sort of fits into that conversation. This is from Cam Squad 47 in the Azalea Cult Discord, and they are saying, how does Pawel, how do you deal with disruption from ice decks and arcane damage? So how would you deal with disruption from ice? Because if you're relying on a OTK combo, what happens if they then put a load of frostbite on you during that turn, or make you discard a card, or blizzard to stop your stuff from getting go again? How do you deal with that? Have you come up against that at all in your matchups?
With the matchup from the Ice Heroes, Lexi Lysander, it's very different. When I play with Lysander, I put all the blue card I have, and I have a lot of in this deck. I put the energy item, and I play also defensive. So if the Lysander take the attacks with arcane damage hook, I must discard a card. So I pitch this to not to take 1 damage and 2 resources to the effect of this card, but I save
arcane
much
barrier.
life and waiting to the very bad turn. I'm testing it. Even I have played the matchup even that Lysander used free legs in our game. But to the important thing in this matchup is waiting for your change.
Patience, basically.
In the arsenal. Take the free pitch on the hand. Even draw only 2 cards because I have, for example, two blue pitch. Waiting and waiting. Not push too much. 3 of the kinds is very important in this match.
What is, sorry?
The 3 of the kind, I think, is really important for ice, yeah.
I start with this and have a lot of pitch resources. And the second match, Lexi, is very different because I take to the deck, I think, all the cards, not the items and memory grant, because this is 0 defense card.
Yeah.
And I play very defensive.
Cool. Nice.
That is definitely a unique way to play Azalea. We just don't hear of a lot of defensive play, but it obviously is what you're saying. It kind of gives you a good chance to just really set up and just be patient, and then as you get to the end of the game, that's when you just really combo off.
Yeah, and it makes sense as well. Like if you think of what Azalea is, she's an assassin. She doesn't want to get into combat with other heroes. She wants to sort of psych them out, bait and switch them and dodge them and stuff, and then when the time is right, do the one hit kill sort of thing. It's on flavor. So the fact that you've figured
waiting on the shadow.
Yeah, exactly. So the fact that you've figured that out is awesome. So yeah, fair play.
Kind of shades of the Guardian Azalea from your pit fight.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Guardian Azalea. Yeah, that's right. All the defense reactions. So yeah, that's pretty decent. So yeah, I mean, going into that a little bit more, it was just what matchups did you have along the way to your top 8 finish? Do you remember all of the matchups that you had?
Yes. Here's was the Brute. Brute is very hard because he can do anything. But she take the one on the roll as in 1 turn and I win.
All about the dice with the Brute.
Yeah, brilliant.
The second was the Bravo. The tier 2 was the Briar. Then was the limited 6 rounds. And then I play Azalea with the Bravo, Briar, and in top 8 was the Oldie.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So against Briar, then obviously we know that Channel Mount Heroic's a thing, and I just whenever I play it, I'm just like, how do I deal with this crap? Bloody Channel Mount Heroic, man, it's just ridiculous. Right. So what's your strategy against? I know you might have mentioned it in passing, but what's your strategy against aggro? Is it the red in the ledger loop with Memorial Ground sort of situation?
Yes, but the ledger.
Right.
No, because of searching and dominate.
Yep.
Read the ledger. I must very fast use the read the ledger because of the Memorial Grounds. Because it's useless card.
Without being in the graveyard. Yeah.
So only 2 Memorial Grounds in my deck. Because this card on the start is not good.
No.
It's a problem.
You don't want to see it early, for sure.
No defense, so only 2. And strategy, I put always the 0 arrow, like a ladder's arrow, to the arsenal, because once again, I defend, waiting, I can turn 1 card, 2, 3, maybe 4, I'm calculating, and if that was very strong turn, I just attack with the endless arrow. This is draw card, so I have the opponent use sometimes armor. When the Briar use a lot of armor, I can easily attack with the read the ledger.
Yeah.
And I apologize. I don't think we've said it yet, but the bow you were running for them, most of it, was it Death Dealer?
Once again,
your bow that you were using, was it Death Dealer?
Always Death Dealer. Always
Death Dealer. Okay, so you like that draw, basically.
Yes, on the draw is the mathematic. I take cards. I going very fast to the cards. So it's the most important.
Yeah. So I think we didn't really think of Jim. We haven't really spoke about is Azalea's ability to rip through her deck probably faster than most, because she's got the draw a card from Death Dealer and the ability to switch out the arsenal, so she can get that churning through the deck sort of situation, which is what obviously Pawel's done here. So yeah, definitely a nice little bit of flavour for that.
Yeah, it's great to point out. I mean, maybe not quite as much as say Boost Dash, but close.
Yeah. Another question you've had on here, Jim. Any blind Azalea attempts? Have you ever blind? Do you have any situations where you're like, right, I'm just going to switch out the arsenal, use her ability without knowing what's on top? Or do you always know?
Or do you always know what's on top before you use the ability?
I sometimes must take ability, but I don't use it if I have the not the best attack, but safely. I use the safely way and don't use this ability searching. Maybe I have the domination. No. All this is one step to the death.
Yeah, that's it. That's fair enough. Cool. Yeah, so that's nice little bit of flavour, nice little bit of story about how you got where you got to in your deck and all that sort of thing. But the intricacies of what your deck does and how it wins. Do we just want to go through how your deck wins, because and the cards that you use to get that win? Can we run through that quickly? And for the people watching as well, at this precise moment in time, we'll be able to get graphics up for you as to how Pawel does this. Because there's a lot of intricacies along the way that obviously, as Pawel said, you're going to block a lot of the time, and it's very defensive. So all of these cards that then come back round again are the thing that explode in your opponent's face. So if you could run us through how that works, mate, that would be great.
On which card I must start?
Yeah, well, whatever you feel is like the main kill turn.
Well, yeah, I goes your combo, I guess. Like, so say you've been blocking and you've kind of stacked your deck now. Like, how would you kind of start your combo off and execute it?
Yeah.
Okay. The start of the combo. The moment when I start. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I want to have 3 potions.
Okay.
2 is okay, but 3 is safely. I must have the 3 of the kind in the arsenal and the 1 on the hand.
Mm-hmm.
If in the deck is a problem when you see that you have 1 3 of the kind and 2 of the 3 kinds is far away, you can use the knock to shuffle the deck. So you have the chance to change the cards. But if you have this 3 of the kind in the arsenal, I play the turn to use the item, 2 resources, play 3 of the kinds, and then use, if I have 1 resource from Tunica, and reload. So I have 1 more card, and I have the arrow on the arsenal. So I have 9 cards and end the turn. And then I waiting for the opponent. If the opponent attacks me for this card, I can easily discard 2 cards and play with the 7. When I start my turn, I try to, if I have rain resource, 1, 2 or 3 is very good, and 1 I need 1 3 shots to reload. I use the boots to give the go again with the potion and waiting to the opponent what to do. If he block with 4, the endless arrow is the rain razor is the next. If I have 7 cards, it's easily to wait to even his opponent block 1 endless arrow, 2 endless arrow. I have bolting shots, and that was even better than endless arrow because I don't break the chain.
All right, yeah.
But I need to draw cards. If I know that in my deck was 3 cards and that's only the arrows, I know how much damage I do, so I calculate it and I finish the opponent.
That's really interesting, like how you said about, because obviously you got 3 energy potions out, which basically, for the viewers at home, you'll see this on screen now. You crack them at instant speed and they give you 2 resources. So the first thing you do is you use 2 3 of a kinds, one after another, to draw a load of cards into your hand, and then you pass the turn after that. So then if they then force discard or force interaction, you can discard cards from your surplus of cards in your hand to then still
block the spinal.
Block a spinal, block any form of interaction,
like a big crush turn or something.
Yeah. So that's a really interesting strategy because you're using a potion that you've set up the entire game for to then draw 6 cards, which is going to give you a 9 card hand or whatever it is. To then block with defensively on your defensive turn. Then on your next turn, you're then cracking the second potion to get the boots to give all of your arrows go again from the arsenal, which is great. And then the other potions for the, what's the other potion for?
For reload.
Okay.
Use the bow.
The bow, yeah. Okay, so then you can keep loading stuff in, yeah. Yeah, so that's a really, really interesting way of doing it. And, it's on theme as well because 3 of a kind is Azalea's sort of... It's like got a bit of Azalea flavour text on there. It's like, it's time to take out the trash. And she's got 3 sick cards in her hand. And that's Pawel's hand. He just drew his entire hand to just kill you right at the end. So that is...
The whole putting one in the arsenal to, play it out of the arsenal is awesome. Like, I just never... thought of that. You always think about using it once. You don't ever think about having one in the arsenal to be able to play 2 of them out. So that's brilliant.
Yeah, definitely.
But before the tournament in Poland, I don't have this combo because I'm playing the combo on the turn when I play 3 of the kind. So I'm thinking about this and I say, wow, why I'm not end turn? Wait, is so obviously, but I don't play that. And 3 days before the tournament, I'm thinking about this, and I change the playing the OTK.
Nice. Good
Okay.
job. Yeah. Epic. Well, yeah, that's pretty much how the deck works, as we've just spoke about there. And we've got a few questions of the community there as well here, just to close off today's episode. But it's been awesome speaking about how you got this so far to Polish Nats. And again, the Poland community is very competitive as well, right? Very competitive.
Yes.
Yeah, I think is it
The larger attended nationals as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the first day, the community of the Poland thinks that's it's one game with a very good player that he loses. So it's not. They don't take it seriously. But on the second day, when I in the first game in CC, I put down the opponent. Take it seriously. And the player to play on top 8, watching the cards on the internet, the AZALEA cards. So
yeah. Oh, brilliant, epic. So yeah, a few questions for the community then. So obviously we've done one of them already. So the next one comes from Postporn TV in the Discord. So he's saying, after your top 8 nationals run, what are his current plans to adjust the list if he has any? Basically, what tweaks does he plan to make, and maybe why? So do you want to change the deck at all? Do you think after your experience at nationals, do you want to change anything? Do anything differently?
3 cards that I want to change. I think I testing one card. It's the legendary cards with Optek 2 that match he's playing, because I don't remember these cards. The Eye of
Ophidia.
Yes, I think I'm testing this because of the Opt 2. So when I pitch this card, I can reload the arrow, and I can show one card draw, and the second maybe I can use the domination.
Okay.
Not having defense.
Because you've opted to set it up, essentially. Yeah, okay.
Play.
Yeah. So you just want to go more cards deep. Yeah, just want to go more cards deep with the Opt 2, because you could potentially if you got something face down, you could even use the cross wrap to flip it up, Opt 1, then pitch to do. Well, no, you wouldn't be able to do that because you've already got a card in the arsenal. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, opting to going deep. Have you ever looked at Whisper of the Oracle at all? That one, or is it not do enough?
I'm still thinking about the drama, so maybe for her I take other cards. I don't know now. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. So a question from Twitter that we received earlier today. Imtraud Slouch at ZPTick on Twitter. They're saying, honestly, the main questions on my mind when I heard about the deck were, how did he get the idea for this? And how did he fight the many, many voices in the community disregarding AZALEA and calling her rubbish? What convinced him to keep testing and iterating?
I think we got a bit of this from you already. You said you took like 3 other kind of decks and kind of ran from that. But if you want to, you kind of expand on that, sure.
Yeah.
Yes, why my deck is I say is aggro with the aggro control with the cat.
Aggro control, I like it. Okay.
Yes. So when I constructed, I have a lot of decks. I have AZALEA with no bow. I testing a lot of combination of the deck. I tested 1 year.
Yeah, wow.
And waiting for the metas. It's very important.
Oh yeah, waiting for those heroes to roll off, like you said, Prism and
Starvo.
Starvo, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That's fine. That sort of rolls into the next question, actually, from Cuba JKL in the Discord. They got 2 questions. How long were you working on the combo before Nationals? You just said a year, and just waiting for the...
combo is, I think, about half a year.
Okay.
A half a year? Okay.
Nice.
But the combo OTK is evolving. I have some testing. But the end, when I end this combo is about 3 days um, before the Polish tournament.
Oh, nice. Okay, so it's just figuring out. Yeah, I mean, the follow-on from that question is: were you brewing it for a while, or was it specifically in response to the prevalence of Oldhim? So, you said you come up with a combo a long time ago.
Yes, I'm thinking because the Oldhim was very hard to play AZALEA.
Yeah.
I don't have the plan to the Oldhim. I think maybe I don't play the AZALEA. So if I have the OTK, I think it's AZALEA.
Yeah, yeah. Because with the decks that I play, obviously they're not as innovative as yours and what have you. But I've been using, and Jim's been using Dreadboard, which obviously gets rid of the defense reacts from hand, and obviously combo that with things like Remorseless, Released Attention, which allows you to get through the defense reacts from Arsenal. It's a good way of pushing through damage on stuff that Oldhim and Guardians get a lot of their value from defense reacts, don't they? So have you ever looked at Dreadboard in Azalea at all when you come up against the Guardians, or not?
Yes, I play a little, but the problem is that Azalea wants to take the domination attack. So the opponent wants to counter her. He put the defense fraction to the arsenal. Mm-hmm. So on Dreadnought, not block this move. Okay. So if the Dreadnought have no play reactions on Arsenal on the hand, that was very strong for her.
Yeah. Okay.
You must use some cards that can be played from the Arsenal, but it's not always the moment. In the meta, Oldhim play the Oaza, so a lot of cards. So it's a problem for Azalea. I don't think it's not easy to win on this meta if I don't have the OTK.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because there's a lot of hoops to jump through, isn't there? If you want to get through Oldhim, you have to then use Dreadboard, then you have to use another card that gets through the card in their arsenal, and even then they might Crown of Seeds, Rampart, and all this blocking potential. You have to get through all of that.
So much defense.
It is. And that's a good way of getting around that is to kill them in one turn instead.
Just get it over with.
Just get it over with. Yeah, lovely. So Sebastian. Not sure whether this is Sebastian that you know. Actually, he's in the Discord. Actually.
Yes.
So yeah, I know quite a few Sebastians that are from Poland, actually. So I'll message you separately if you know one of them. But anyway, in the top 8 match, he played a combo game plan. Is that game plan he always plays for fatigue/defensive decks, or does he go for the same plan into more aggressive matchups? So we spoke about this a little bit. So when you're playing against defensive control, you go defensive yourself. Is that right?
Yes.
You go for the OTK?
Only.
Yeah, and then into the aggressive decks, you play more the Red and the Ledgers, Memorial Ground sort of strategy instead. Yeah,
yes,
cool. Yeah, so we spoke about that already, Sebastian. Thanks for the question. Mustache Woo. In the Discord,
the old mustache.
The old mustache Woo. He loves asking questions, this guy. So they're saying, what are the key miscards to make Azalea competitive and consistent? So again, we touched on this before. What do you think she needs, if anything, in Dynasty or any future sets? You said more arrows. Is that still the case? Yeah.
No more, but maybe 1, 2, but very good. I think. My friend says about that arrow that he with the ability of when you put when the arrow hits, you can put one arrow from the graveyard on the top.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was one of the submissions for one of our arrow submissions, I think, right? Hitting with an arrow and then putting it on the graveyard.
Also for the top. and the Azalea will take this because of the domination, and this is a second red the ledger. Maybe that was a bit too powerful, but that was very.
Another combo to get a card on top is pretty awesome, and we don't have that one yet. I mean, I think that's on theme too. You know, it's like Azaya's digging out of the grime to get a arrow that's been shot, like pulled out, and then getting it ready to shoot it again.
Yeah, rightly so. Yeah. Or just the ability of just using an arrow that she's got to stab someone with, or something like that you can use when all these ideas. There's loads of ideas out there. The Azalea Cult members, they get involved with the design competition. So LSS, if you're watching this, there's so many ideas out there. Anyway. Stormgate Games from Malaysia did a nice little interview with them recently. It was very off the cuff, but Stormgate Games from Malaysia, they are saying, besides those in the top 8 on a weekly basis, what heroes appear at your local Polish armories? Pavel,
what's your local meta? I guess.
Yeah.
Local meta on my town, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or wherever you go to play.
I play a lot of with Alvim, Katsu.
Katsu, okay.
Katsu, and Fi.
Fi, okay. So the ninjas are really popular.
And Bravo.
Bravo.
Guardians and ninjas.
Guardians and it's all Guardians and ninjas. That's some OG flesh and blood there.
It really is, yeah. Going wide and just pure defense. And then they're following on from that, saying, I have one. He's had another question from Stormgate. What heroes are prevalent in the Polish meta, which we've just answered? So mainly ninjas and guardians. So
no wonder you developed this strategy. You just have a ton of of testing subjects there.
Yes.
Yeah. Epic. Another question here from Cuba JKL. They answered a question earlier, actually. I've just copied and pasted from the Discord. There's a few more left, and then that's pretty much it. So another question for Pawel on card choices. Why not Ridge Rider Shot? And if you're not a Memorial Grounds tool deck, why not yellow Read the Glide Path? I guess maybe they're asking why less Opta cards, I guess. Ridge Rider Shot and Read the Glide Path will opt, won't they, when they do the thing?
Buff opt, right?
Yeah.
It's not buff. Opt is, I think, it's not enough.
Not enough. Yeah. Cool. So opting is not enough. People out there, not enough.
To run the arrow, I assume. Yeah.
Yeah.
Better arrows.
Yeah. Cool. So Quinn DP has got a couple of questions that we've covered it mainly already. So can you explain your general sideboard plan? So obviously that just goes into the matchup conversation we've had already. So hopefully, Quinn, your question's been answered previously. Is there a focus on deck stacking versus damage? What kind of scenarios would you focus on single damage versus prepping for a second lap combo?
Well, that's kind of his aggro versus his control.
Yeah, I think we've answered that as well, haven't we, Pawel? Pretty much. Yeah. How often do you find this list passes the turn with unused cards in hand? Does it ever have to hold cards in hand to prep the combo?
Good question. It's sometimes a problem because I have hand with all cards to the combo. But you can use the bow in the turn. I can, if this one of these cards is the arrow, I can one use card to the pitch, reload the card, then use the ability. So 2 cards is down, but the one card is going to the arsenal. So if I have 3 cards in the combo, it's not a problem. But problem is that I can block. But the bow, remember to use the bow, even you have the arrow to just the pitch. That's very important. Maybe if it was equipment that give me the free pitch, that was the better, but Azalea don't have, so.
No. So maybe something like that in the future then. Who knows? And then they go on to say, did you ever try Dreadboard or Art of War to help with bolt and shots? Obviously, Art of War, Dreadboard can actually buff your arrows. to turn on the go again, and how reliable is bolt and shots go again? So in your list, are bolt and shots always going to have go again, or do you sometimes struggle to give them that buff to make them go wide? Is what they're trying to say.
I say about the Dreadboard, I think it's not good once more because when I take +1 damage to the arrows, I don't have the domination to that arrows.
Okay, yeah.
Problems don't have the synergy, I think. All my cards, when I build the decks, I must have a lot of synergy. They don't have, it's a problem. So on the tier 2 ball, red, what the name was? The Redliner.
Yeah.
I play, I think maybe 4 or 5 games with this ball. I think maybe when AZALEA takes a lot of 0 arrows with domination or something like Lightning Lexi, maybe.
Cool. And E-Darkness as well at the end, coming in here saying, I don't know if anybody else asked it, but why go wide? But I think we've pretty much answered that as well. I mean, your sort of answer of going wide is just a massive OTK wide strategy, isn't it, really? You don't go wide like Lexi does or Fi does. You don't try and push damage through every turn. That's not the sense of going wide. Your going wide is just basically going tall with an OTK combo. So
I wouldn't consider it a wide deck. It's just a aggro control deck, as you've said.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all the questions we've accumulated for yourself on the cult side of things. Anything else we want to ask, do you think? Or do you think we've covered pretty much everything, Jim?
I would just say, is there anything that we haven't covered that you'd like to kind of say to the AZALEA cult, or anything that you wanted to share that we may not have gone over?
I want to say to all fans of AZALEA, believe in her.
Believe.
In Poland, says when someone plays AZALEA, she always after the match says, I have the word.
He's trying to find it.
This is something you say to opponents after a match.
Problem with the word. It's a problem to win. This AZALEA always says, "Yes, I have 1 arrow and I win." So and always say AZALEA. The opponent has 1 life and she dead. So believe in her. Try to train a lot of configuration and look because this hero have a lot of flexi synergy. When you play with the Guardian, you know what he do. When you play with AZALEA, opponent don't know what you do.
And for more reason than one, they probably haven't seen a lot of AZALEAs, and she has different strategies. So.
Yeah. Cool. As you said as well, just waiting for that meta to open up. And obviously a lot of people have been playing against AZALEAs, but they've probably been playing a lot against my sort of AZALEAs, Jim's sort of AZALEAs, but they haven't been playing against Pawel's AZALEAs. So there's always room for innovators in the AZALEA cult, and Pawel, you are definitely one of them.
Absolutely, and we definitely will keep the faith. I think
AZALEA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, and we, as I was saying, we'll keep the faith. The cult is here to help, spread the word. So we'll do all that we can.
That's all we want to do. Whether we're saying the right thing or not, it doesn't matter. It's all love. Exactly. Yeah, it doesn't have to be right. It just has to be all love, baby. Yeah, thank you very much for your time, Pawel. Is there anywhere that, if people want to see more of you or hear more of you? I know you've done a few interviews, so do you want to shout out maybe the other interviews that you've done or have on the list, or where people can find you if they want to?
Are you on Twitter? Can people follow you, etc.?
Any of that stuff?
Maybe someone can talk with me with the World Championships, because I try to go there.
Oh, great, nice.
I will be played AZALEA.
Brilliant. Yes, we're going, aren't we, Jim?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're going. So
maybe we talk face to face.
I tell you what, definitely. When I see you there, I will hand you one of our the Fab TCG playmats of Azalea, so you can rep Azalea always.
Yeah, he's gonna get a membership card as well. Look, the Azalea Cult membership card. He's gonna get all sorts of swag.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. But so people can see you at Worlds. That's nice. Anything else at all? Cool. That's pretty much it. So praise be our glorious leader. Thank you very much, Pawel. Who I think our glorious leader is now Pawel at this stage. So yeah, thank you very much for your time today.
At her right hand side, at a minimum.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Definitely wearing some sort of royal hat as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the Azalea Cult. Thank you very much, Pawel, for spending your time with us, and we'll see you again very, very soon on the next episode of the Azalea Cult. Thanks, Pawel. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers, all.